The moment police looked at baby Mason Parker, with his fractured skull, extensive bruising, and internal injuries, they knew his death was not an accident. But his mother Cindy Sandeman has told 60 Minutes she didn't contemplate at the time that her partner Troy Reed could have been responsible for his murder. The Townsville toddler, who inspired Mason's law in Queensland, was badly beaten to death in 2011. Ms. Sandeman's then partner was sentenced to life imprisonment, with a minimum of 15 years in 2013, after he was found guilty of murder and assault occasioning grievous bodily harm over the brutal bashing in April 2011. Child care center staff documented severe bruising to the back of 16-month-old Mason's legs, back and bottom, but crucially, they did not notify authorities just 8 days later. The next time Reed was minding Mason, he made a panicked call to 000. Mason was dead. Ms. Sandeman was a busy single mom, juggling work at an aged care center, with caring for Mason. When she met Reed, he came across as a nice, caring man, she told Allison Langdon. In her first time speaking publicly since Mason's death, there was nothing crazy going on. No drugs, no alcohol, Detective Sergeant Ben Hunter said. Reed told police Mason had been injured falling off the bed, but couldn't explain how he had died. After the child care center called Ms. Sandeman with concerns, Reed had told her Mason had fallen from a high chair onto a toilet. Didn't make sense. Ms. Sandeman said, you don't sit there and think this man that says he loves me and is here and doing all these things and has kids of his own, you just don't think it. And that's where I was at. There was another explanation, another answer. It just didn't come into my head at all. I mean, hindsight's a beautiful thing, and maybe there were signs it was something that I didn't contemplate, because no one that I know is capable of doing that. Shockingly, Ms. Sandeman remained loyal to Reed for some time after Mason's death, and in the days afterward. She agreed to marry him. I think it wasn't about the wedding and getting married, it was about him making sure I was there with him, staying on his side, not talking to the police, things like that. Ms. Sandeman said she said it was absolutely about him having control over her. Mason's grandparents John and Sue Sandeman no longer have a relationship with their daughter, who now has 2 children with a new partner. In their eyes, she was Mason's sole carer, and he was her responsibility. When asked if she had failed as a mother, Ms. Sandeman told Langdon, I did the best I could. I'm a good person, and honest, and most importantly, a good mom. After a tireless battle, John and Sue Sandeman have ensured it is mandatory for child care centers in Queensland to report all suspected cases of child abuse. The legislation, to come into effect on July 1, will be known as Mason's Law. Ms. Sandeman played no part in her parents' fight for the legislation. The couple believes if the legislation were enacted at the time of Mason's death, he would still be alive now. They are fighting to have the same legislation enacted in Western Australia and Victoria, which do not currently have mandatory reporting of suspected child abuse at child care centers.